All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. The Super Bowl's canceled. The playoffs are canceled. I have absolutely zero interest in whatever the heck goes on from here on out. The Detroit Lions just lost 45-31 at home against the Washington Commanders. I'm not quite sure where to begin here. I hate making negative videos. I would have rather had, 24-7 lead against San Francisco in the conference championship on the road last season, playing with house money. Unbelievable. I really don't, and I get it. Oh, well, it is believable because the Lions have never won a Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. You know exactly what I'm saying here. To me, folks, the issue lies defensively. And I felt very weird about that. Like, you can't give up 45 points in a playoff game. You can't give up 45 points in a regular season game and expect to win it. As good as your offense is, as good of your quarterback, your offensive coordinator, your running backs, your wide receivers, your tight ends, literally the Detroit Lions offense, except for their injured right guard today, was almost perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better offense. But Aaron Glenn and the Detroit Lions defense gave up 45, and that's never, ever going to get the job done. And now it's just annoying because 1 year ago, that was the same issue. Oh, well, the defense needs improvement. And it's way clearer right now that this defense needs stars. They need absolute stars. And I don't mean I'm waiting for Jack Campbell to become a star. Brian Branch, Terrion Arnold. I'm not waiting for these guys to be stars because I think they will be. I think they definitely can be. But I need a Max Crosby. They need some stud who's going to turn the ball over, or just somebody and step up. And I get it, man. You're missing Carlton Davis. You're missing Lee McNeil. You're missing Aiden Hutchinson. But this defense was absolutely horrid in today's game. But, folks, as much as you probably don't want to, if you couldn't mind hitting the like button, hitting that sub button, if you haven't already, we post a ton of Lions content over here. Rookie quarterback embarrassed you at home. I mean, Aaron Glenn just lost any head coaching spot he has. And once again, sorry if I'm being rude, or I'm definitely not trying to be disrespectful here. I'm sure I'm a Packers fan. I'm pissed off. This is stupid. That was stupid. All right. That was absolutely freaking stupid. Aaron Glenn probably isn't going to be a head coach. I don't even know if he's probably not even going to be the Detroit Lions defense coordinator. I made a video about the Lions a couple of days ago, and I said the only way, shape, and form the Washington Commanders can win this football game is if they take the opening coin flip, take the football, drive down the field, score a touchdown, and then just, don't give up 30-plus points or don't give up 40-plus points. And from the second that the Washington Commanders declined the coin flip, which means they would rather defend or they'd rather defend in the first half and receive the ball at halftime. That's kind of when I had figured, maybe they've got something figured out here. I understand Jared Goff threw 3 interceptions because of the garbage time one at the end of the game. I understand the Jameson Williams trick play was the R word, unbelievably stupid. Why would you ever throw that football? I don't know why would you throw that football? Unbelievable to me. But he's not a quarterback. I'm not placing the blame on him. And I know Jared Goff didn't have a great football game, and I would just say after that first pick 6, that was kind of when it was like, oh crap, this doesn't look good at all. I told my lady right next to me, I was like, I'm kind of at a 10 here on the panic level, even though it's the first half. I'm kind of at a 10 here. They take it for a pick 6. Mike Sainristil from Michigan. Has Jared Goff thrown a pick 6 up until this point? Maybe it happened against Houston, but I know Detroit can come back, right? Jared Goff in that interception gets hit in the head. Shouldn't have been a pick 6, right? Refs are always going to refs. I don't want to blame refs ever, because when are refs really ever perfect? They're not going to be perfect ever. But obviously that interception for a touchdown should have been recalled, because you can't hit Jared Goff in the head with a helmet as a defensive list player. I guess maybe it wasn't. You get the point. The announcers, everyone was in agreement that should have been brought back, because you can't do that. But as a Packers fan, I know exactly what you guys are feeling right now as far as refs being refs. And then Jared Goff threw another interception to Jameson Williams, and that was at the end of the first half, and they could have kicked a field goal with Jake Bates, the superstar stud, and it would have been a one-possession game. They would have been down 7, and that really was when I was like, all right, it might not. They're probably actually not going to win this game. And once again, all the love in the world to Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders because he's a really good quarterback, man. But Detroit could not stop him in any way, shape, or form. They dominated time of possession 34-26. I know that's not domination, but it was, and that's exactly how it felt. They had 481 yards of offense. Detroit technically had 521. I mean, they broke records. There was like 42 points scored in the second quarter, and that broke NFL postseason history. Also, by the way, can't give up 28 in the second quarter. You can't defensively give up 28 points, or I guess maybe even offensively because of the pick six. You can never give up 28 points in one quarter, let alone the second, and expect to win the football game. It's just not going to happen. And then Amik Robertson, I know I'm all over the place, but who isn't right now? Amik Robertson, I think it was the first drive. I feel like it was the first passing attempt from Jaden Daniels. It was like the first possession for Washington. It was Jaden's like second or third throw at most. And Amik Robertson makes a tackle and doesn't get up. And somebody, I think it was like Brian Branch, somebody tries to drag him up and he was like, nope, that's not happening. And then you saw, I don't know if it was actually tears in his eyes, but whenever they panned to Amik Robertson, he clearly was never returning to that football game. And I really like a lot of the players Detroit has, but when you have injuries to or illness/injury to a rookie like Rakestraw, maybe not as big, but when you're missing a guy like Carlton Davis, it really does make a big ass deal. And you saw it today. And so many guys went injured, like Maurice Norris Jr., the rookie, who I think had one snap entering this game, had to come in here and try to be, I guess, Carlton Davis or Amik Robertson. I mean, from that second when Amik Robertson got injured, it was like, oh, crap. This is not looking good. But, folks, at the end of the day, I don't know what this means for Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn's head coaching candidacy. If I was a GM or an owner or whatever, and I thought Aaron Glenn should be my head coach, this would definitely, even though Detroit had like over 15 dudes on IR and they were over 25 at one point in the season, I mean, this would do it for me. Maybe I'm just a little bit emotional right now. Maybe I'm a little bit too lost, but that would do it for me. As far as Ben Johnson goes, obviously Jameson Williams should never throw that. But they also had a trick play touchdown when Teddy Bridgewater had come in for an injured Jared Goff. And I mean, 28 points in theory should be enough to win a game. Maybe they should have, they had 31 technically because of the final 5 minutes of the game. Technically, 31 should definitely win you a playoff game at home, but it didn't because the defense gave up 45. So I could sit here and I could blame Jared Goff because Jared Goff didn't have a good game. Also, real quick, because we're at the end of this video, Jahmyr Gibbs ran the ball 14 times for 105 yards for 2 touchdowns, averaging 7.5 yards per carry. David Montgomery has not played football since, week 15? I should be seeing a ton of Jahmyr Gibbs and not a lot of David Montgomery, and that is not what I saw in the second half, and I also think that is stupid. I'm sorry you guys lost. We're going to regather here tomorrow or in a couple of days and, come here with a more logical stance because it's not the end of the world. Clear things need to be fixed, and most of that is just luck of injuries, just not having the most desperate injured season ever. But a lot of that also is going to be defensive talent. So that's it for me. Let me know your thoughts down below. Peace, man.